Hi everybody, this is Dennis again. Thanks for coming and watching my channel. Third vlog actually, and my second treatment has been completed. My NAET program is moving along. Was in Charlotte again for my treatment, and as I mentioned last time, this was for my egg mix. So. As expected, drove there. This was a quick in and out. Really, second appointment was a lot faster than the first one. I guess really because all the questions and answers that things that discussing about my symptoms, all this has been off the table. Treatment plan has been defined, and and since it's really the basics of what's here in the NAET guidebook, it's really not that difficult. So egg mix, I mentioned last time. You got to prepare for this a little bit. So I made sure I don't have any down comforters or feather pillows in the house. The only feather pillow is in my daughter's bed, and I made sure to remove that. So when I put it to bed, it wouldn't. I don't have to touch it. Other than that, I think 25 hours not eating certain things that contain egg, like egg whites, egg yolk, chicken. Even crackers, cookies, soups, breads, mayonnaise, things that contain egg for sure, right? So I think I was well prepared. I had plenty of water, which is really important. So on my way, it's a 2-hour drive. I drank a lot of water, and I had a good breakfast because my treatment was right at 8 a.m. Left the house at 5:45 in the morning. Was really good. So I got there. Got right into in the room with the doctor, had a quick chat about what the plan is for today, and she basically said, we're treating you for egg mix. Let's see how it goes. So I had to rub my hands again, make sure I clean all the energies, and I'm not loaded with anything that I priorly touched. She gave me again the baby jar glass that had some capsules in it, and I lay down and had to hold my hand up, and she pushed my arm down, and it was really weak. I could not hold against it, and she said, wow, this really seems to bother your body, so we'll treat it and it will be okay. And I said, last time when we did this, I really had the feeling that at some points you were pushing a lot harder than at others, and and she said, well, why would I do that? I have no benefit. If you would be fine with egg mix and there wouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't treat you. We'll move on to the next one, which is calcium. And I said, well, yeah, you're probably right. She said, well, last time when we talked, we identified that you most likely are allergic to wind. And I said, yes, we talked about that. I said, well, let's make a test. So I had to rub my hands again, make sure I clean the energy from the egg mix. And she put a little fan on the floor blowing up. So while I was laying there, I reached out with my hand and put it in the airstream of the fan. And then she really easily, with one finger, pushed down my arm. I had no energy to push against it. And she laughed and said, the arm doesn't lie. It was fascinating. So I took the hand out of the wind stream and just held it over my chest where there was no air blowing. And the same test, and she could not push my arm down. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I was a little skeptical after the first visit, not gonna lie, but after seeing this, wow, experience it firsthand is quite different. So she said, "Will treat me for wind at some point, not quite yet." So for today, it's egg mix, and we have to follow the basics here in the book. That's what Dr. David recommends, who's the inventor of all this. And we did the egg mix again. I laid on my tummy, on my chest, held the baby jar with the capsule with the liquid in it, and she massaged with the chiropractor tool down my back and up, and following the breathing patterns. And then she made me touch my forehead and put a little capsule in there, and again massage down my back. It's almost like karate chops, but the machine does it for her. I'm pretty sure you can also just do karate chops with the hand, as long as you follow the breathing pattern. So Once she was done, I set up and she said, well, we're done. I could take a seat in the waiting area. I had to take off my shoes. And then her assistant was pointing the laser pointer at the various acupuncture spots on my arms and feet. Had to sit there for another 20 minutes, just rest and relax and keep holding the jar with the capsule and the fluid in it. And after about 20 minutes, the timer went off and the lady came out and checked me. She said, no, while I was sitting there, she said, well, just hold out your arm. And she pushed, and she always alternates her fingers somehow. She said, no, everything seems to have worked. You're good to go. Just make sure, don't eat or touch anything that has egg or chicken. Ideally, Dr. Devi recommends that we should stay away at least 5 feet. I think that's hard to do in certain instances. She said, well, if you have to prepare food for your children, it's okay to put on some gloves, disposable gloves, like in the medical field. Apparently that would do it as well, to at least protect us, so that the treatment is not going to become ineffective because we eat or touch egg or something that contains egg or chicken in the next 25 hours after the treatment. It was good for me. I drove back to Greenville, had my coffee and milk. That's okay. Had a salad with some steak for lunch from Chipotle. Worked good for me. And for dinner, I just had some sweet potato, some pork, and collard greens. Drank a lot of water throughout the day. This was really easy for me to manage. Like I said, I made sure I don't have the feather pillows out, so I replaced those prior to the treatment. The next one, however, is going to be a little bit more tricky since it's calcium, and so many of our foods contain calcium, or things that we use on a daily basis. So my next treatment will be next week. Really looking forward to that one as well. Not sure if it's going to be an issue or not, but we'll find out then. Calcium mix. You may not eat or touch milk or milk products. Eggs, again. Uncooked vegetables. So broccoli, you can't touch it if it's uncooked. Dark leafy vegetables like lettuce, cabbage, spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, oats, navy beans, milk products, cheese, soybeans, almonds, dried beans, walnuts, sardines, salmon. So it's a lot of things. In this case, you cannot eat or touch. So this is a little bit harder to prepare. Really gotta look for this. You may eat or use cooked rice, pasta, cooked vegetables, cooked potatoes, corn, jams, cauliflower, sweet potato, red meat, chicken, sugar, coffee, or tea without milk. Drink and use distilled water. This is definitely something to prepare. Make sure plenty of distilled water in the house, not just to drink, but also for washing hands, face, and brushing your teeth. Quite interesting. So we gotta look. So avoid using toothpaste for 25 hours. I guess we'll just brush our teeth without it. And any foods without calcium diuretics is okay. If the food label says the food contains less than 2%, then it is okay usually, but make sure to read the label. So I got to think about this one, got to plan it thoroughly, make sure I have some foods prepared, I have everything pre-cooked, because cooked vegetables is okay. Most of the calcium gets destroyed when we cook our vegetables, and have plenty of distilled water at home. I'm actually wondering, how is it with taking a shower? I'm gonna ask the doctor when I'm there. I'm gonna take a note in here. But distilled water to drink, wash hands, and all this. Really got to stay focused. Like today, I went to the hot bar and I almost got some chicken, and like egg mix can't have chicken, so it's got to watch out for this stuff. Really thinking this hopefully works. The lady is very thorough on how she does things, and hey, If it works, it will definitely worth the investment and time. Try it. Maybe it works for you as well. But I'm going to keep documenting my experience here, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll keep you guys updated on my next treatment. Take care.